What a wild start to the 2025 Formula One season. McLaren flying like a rocket, Ferrari doing Ferrari things. Yes, Williams showing up like a boss, and poor Oscar Piastri. Man, my heart breaks for that guy. But hey, Antonelli casually stealing everyone's thunder. Buckle up, folks, because this is going to be spicy. Welcome back to the channel, your one-stop shop for all things F1, controversy, and chaos. Hit that like button and let's dive straight in. Okay, let's talk about the real shocker of the season opener, McLaren. Remember when McLaren was the maybe they'll fight for P3 in Constructors team? Well, scrap that thought because they just turned up in Bahrain with a car that looks like it's running on Red Bull's secret sauce. In qualifying, they were half a second clear of the field. Half a second. That's like F1 standards saying, catch us if you can. And in the race, boy, Lando Norris was chilling 15 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen at one point. Yes, you heard that right. Max, I win everything, Verstappen chasing a McLaren. But while Norris was busy flying, Oscar Piastri, poor Oscar, was right on his teammate's gearbox for much of the race. He looked like he was ready to fight for a podium or even a win, but one tiny mistake and poof, dream gone. Outside line, guts and glory. Mark my words, McLaren is now the team to beat, and I won't be surprised if Max is sweating under that Red Bull cap. So, now let's address the elephant in the paddock, Ferrari. Or should I say Ferrari, the masters of missed opportunities. Everyone thought Ferrari was McLaren's biggest threat this year. At least that's what Norris said. Well, guess what? Ferrari heard that and decided to completely disappear in Melbourne. Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton, yes, Hamilton in red now, still sounds weird, right? Were absolutely nowhere in qualifying. And in the race, even with all the chaos, spins, rain, and drivers pirouetting like ballerinas, Ferrari couldn't capitalize. And Hamilton? Poor guy spent half his Ferrari debut stuck behind Yuki Tsunoda and Albon, asking his engineer for help like he was reading IKEA furniture instructions for the first time. The worst part? They botched the timing of their final pit stops for intermediates and ended up outscored by Sauber, Aston Martin, and even Kimi Antonelli in a Mercedes. Just 5 points for all that effort? Not good enough if they dream of fighting for titles. And yes, another missed opportunity. Hamilton's words, not mine. Speaking of Kimi Antonelli, let's give a standing ovation to the rookie who showed more fight than half the grid. Starting P17 and cutting through the field like a hot knife through butter, Antonelli finished P4, and that's after a penalty was overturned. The kid didn't just survive his debut, he owned it, especially in tricky wet conditions. At times, his pace was so close to George Russell that I bet Toto Wolff was secretly smiling, thinking, Lewis who? Also, let's give credit where it's due. Mercedes nailed the slick to intermediate tire call, strategy masterclass. And here's the real tea. If Kimi keeps this up, Mercedes may have just found their next world champion. Speaking of disasters, Liam Lawson's Red Bull debut. Yikes. All that hype, and he ends up battling with Haas and crashing like it's a demo run. Sure, no practice, tough conditions, but come on, man. We expected better. If this was an audition to replace Perez, well, might need a retake. And what about Williams? Did someone swap their car with a Red Bull overnight? Albon finishing P5, his best since 2020. And even when Sainz binned it, Williams were right there capitalizing. Honestly, if 2025 continues like this, Williams could be embarrassing Ferrari and Aston all year long. Speaking of surprises, Racing Bulls, especially Yuki Tsunoda, was on fire. Could have been P5, but nope. Stayed out too long on slicks and gambled it all away. Painful. And Hajar, my man didn't even get to start properly before finding a wall. Rough debut, dude. But let me tell you the biggest surprise. Sauber. Where did that pace come from? Hulk showing experience. Bortoleto showing he's got guts. If they keep this up, midfield might be the best fight of the season. And finally, Haas. What can I say? At least Behrman didn't crash. That's their biggest win of the day. And Alpine, from leading midfield in testing to 0 points, chefs Pierre Gasly and Doohan made sure Alpine's highlight reel is full of bloopers. So what was your favorite moment? Did McLaren shock you? Was Ferrari the biggest flop? And should Red Bull rethink Lawson already? Let me know in the comments, and don't hold back. Smash that like button if you love spicy F1 takes. Subscribe for more. And as always, stay fast and stay furious. See you in the next one.